Hey guys, and welcome to a new idea I've had for a quick series, or a long series, depending on how well it does, which is pretty much I'm going to generate a random team, and then I'm going to use it. Is it 718 now, the Pokédex? I'm pretty sure it is, but it's somewhere around there. But I'm going to generate 6 Pokemon. I'm going to then spend the next few hours doing battles with that team on Pokemon Showdown, just to see if I can get a few good games for you guys to watch. But without further ado, I'm going to start generating this team. So first is 371, so pretty much I generate a number and I go over here on my phone and I scroll down to where 371 is so I can see what I have been given for my team. And I should really... Okay, well that's Bagon, but I think the way this is going to work is if I get a basic Pokemon like that, I get its highest evolution, which obviously makes it a bit easier for me. I'm not really going to go into a competitive battle with Bagon. So we'll go 373 Salamence, and now we'll keep generating and see what we get. 95. Back to the originals. It's 95. It is Onix. So that's going to be fun. I won't change Onix. I'll keep him as Onix. Because obviously this is supposed to be a challenge, but I just think Bagon's a bit extreme. Depends actually, we might end up getting a full LC team. If I put a Bagon there, because I did actually get Bagon, we'll see, because if I end up with an LC team, then that could be how this works. 282. Just hoping I don't get a legendary, because then I'm going to have to enter all this team in Ubers, which wouldn't be fun. Gardevoir, okay, that's good. That's obviously not LC anymore, but Gardevoir, possibly going to run the Mega Gardevoir, depending on what else I get. Salamence, Onix, Gardevoir, that's not looking bad so far. Onix is obviously going to be a bit of a struggle, but it's not too bad. 66, not as bad as my elimination lock team I generated. Okay, we got Machamp, so that'll be Machamp. 68 for Machamp. But then I'll put next to that Machamp, because maybe after every few episodes I can like do a team of all the really bad ones, which I did actually generate. Oh, you can't. There we go, there's me running it. Just thought I'd show that quick, just so you don't. Just so you know what I'm doing. 130. That is Gyarados. Okay, this is looking pretty good. It's actually looking pretty good. Another potential Mega there. I probably won't though. Probably stick to the Mega Gardevoir for this, and that's 5, so he's going to generate one more. 129, that's Magikarp. I'm going to keep going, because I'm obviously not going to use double the same Pokemon. Don't want to duplicate anyone. But I would have to put that back up to another Gyarados. 505. 505 is Watchog, so that'll be interesting. So now I just need to play a few games on the Pokemon Showdown. I'll do a post commentary because I have no idea how many games this is going to take before I get a few good ones for you guys. Very quickly I just want to take you through the team I've built, because I have now built the team. Obviously not Pokemon I'm using, I just need to show you guys what I'm using. So just very quickly, Salamence, Yak Berry, so half damage taken from a super effective ice attack, because that's his main weakness. Intimidate, Rock Slide, Outrage, then Headbutt, Stone Edge, so some good coverage. Actually Stone Edge and Rock Slide, I'll change that in a second. And then EVs, attack and speed maxed out, Adamant Nature, and 4 on health. Onix, I went for Stealth Rock, obviously that's his key thing, he just needs to put them up and that's what he's really there for. Got him Sturdy so that he can do that without any problems. Toxic, Protect, Rock Slide just in case he can stay in for a bit longer. He'll go for the Toxic obviously, and then he'll Protect or Rock Slide, try and get the flinches if he's faster than his opponent. EV trained in Defense and Special Defense with the Eviolite, so he's very bulky. Mega Gardevoir, obviously the Gardevoirite, or whatever you want to call it. Pixelate ability, which is actually really overpowered, I didn't realize I had it, but all of his normal type moves become Fairy type and have 1.3 times damage, so I took Hyper Voice for that reason alone, because that takes that up to like 120 power nearly. Shadow Ball, Psychic, Moonblast just to give it coverage. I might get rid of Moonblast though, because Hyper Voice obviously changes to Fairy type. Machamp, we've got no guard, so all of his attacks hits and no attacks miss him. So I went for Dynamic Punch because it only has 50 accuracy, but it has 100 power and it always confuses. Earthquake Stone Edge to give some more coverage, and then Substitute because if I can Dynamic Punch and confuse them and then Substitute, it'll take them a long time to get out of the confusion hopefully, so potentially a lot of damage done to them through hitting themselves while trying to get through to the Machamp. Gyarados, I went for a Waterfall, Outrage, Iron Head, Ice Fang, which is quite a well covered set. I don't know if I'll change any of it, it depends on the battle start, but maxed out attack and speed, went for Naive Nature to get the positive speed. Should I have gone for Jolly Nature? Probably should, yeah. We'll go for Jolly. Intimidate, got the Wackenberry, or whatever you want to call it, which halves damage taken from a super effective electric type attack, because obviously I believe Gyarados is flying water. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure he is. And then Watchog, I went for Toxic Orb, and the Facade, or Facade, whatever you want to call it. That little combo, because Facade's power doubles if you're poisoned, so that goes to 140. So I took Protect so that his Toxic Orb has chance to go off. And Aqua Tail and Ice Punch to give him some coverage, and obviously the Facade to go with the Toxic Orb, which can actually bring in quite a lot of damage. Maxed out EVs in attack and speed. And without further ado, I want to start off with some battles. So I am recording this after I've done a few battles, and they are actually going quite well, so quite a strong team. Okay, so straight into battle number 1, where I lead off with my Onix to set up the Stealth Rocks. However, I do get spoiled straight away by a Breloom. Now this team I'm against right now is actually a very strong team, so there must have been some misplays somewhere for him to have lost to me, but anyway, the Bullet Seed takes me out after I do get my Stealth Rocks up, because Bullet Seed obviously hits more than once, Sturdy doesn't come into play. Mega Gardevoir comes in, gets the Psychic off, but unfortunately he has got the Focus Sash, so Breloom does stay up on 1%, and the Bullet Seed does take out Gardevoir in one hit, because Breloom is a very scary Pokemon, and I have said that before, Breloom is very powerful. I bring in Gyarados to go for the Ice Fang and finish him off, and they go into Keldeo, where they for some reason go for Sacred Sword. I go for Outrage, and then I think they just stay in, yeah, they just go for the Secret Sword. They let Keldeo trade off for Gyarados there, but obviously Gyarados isn't down yet, so then they bring in their Scizor, which just go for the Bullet Punch to take out Gyarados straight away. I switch into Machamp. He predicts the Earthquake and goes into his Excadrill with the Balloon. However, I went for the Dynamic Punch because that's just what I go for with my Machamp, which means Excadrill goes down for free. And then Scizor comes back in, so that was just a free takedown there. Bullet Punch takes me down to just under half. Leftovers bring me up to make sure I wouldn't get 2-hit KO'd, and he hits himself in confusion. I set up the Substitute freely because he hit himself. Volcarona comes in, takes 50%, goes for the Roost, but unfortunately the Stone Edge is enough to take that out completely, or fortunately for us. Now it's just Blissey, which pretty sure just drops the Dynamic Punch here. So that's enough to take Blissey out, and that is the first battle, so that was a pretty simple win. A few mistakes on his part, but straight into battle number 2 now. So I lead with Onix. For some reason it swapped around and doesn't get from the other angle, but I lead with Onix to get the Stealth Rocks off again. He starts the Tyranitar. I go for the Toxic to get the Toxic off the Tyranitar because Tyranitar is very bulky and residual damage is very useful. They do take the Onix out, but it did get his Stealth Rocks up and manage to poison, so that's what they need to do. Hyper Voice is super effective because it gets changed to Fairy with the Pixelate ability, and it does take out Tyranitar in one hit. They go into their Skarmory. It's just a little spamming fest here because they for some reason don't swap out. They just stay in there. Oh, they do swap out, sorry. But they swap out into Gothitelle after I just Shadow Balled the Skarmory, so not the best play because obviously Shadow Ball will take out Gothitelle quite easily. Or two of them will anyway because it outspeeds. They go into Gliscor. Now this is very interesting because I swap out to get the Ice move in here, but they are holding a Toxic Orb but forgot to give it Poison Heal, so you can tell what level of player we're against here, but yeah, they didn't bring Poison Heal, but they brought Toxic Orb, so they go down to their own little poison, but my Ice Fang would have taken them out anyway. Skarmory comes back in on the Stealth Rocks, goes down to 5%, the Ice Fang's enough to take it out easy, so Gyarados putting in quite a lot of work right here. They swap it to Charizard, just go straight onto 50% because the Stealth Rocks. They go for the Solar Beam, which doesn't take out Gyarados because the Flying neutralizes that weakness. They roost with their Charizard, but I just keep outraging. But obviously outrage has to stop and the Gyarados does go down. I swap into my Salamence, he swaps out into Conkeldurr, which is interesting because Charizard isn't going to be able to swap back in without dying. but it does take the rock slide pretty well that I was planning to get Charizard with. However, Zen Headbutt, 2 of them takes out Conch Elder, and they are left with Charizard just to swap in and Feint. So that's another pretty simple win there. And the third battle isn't quite as interesting, but thought I'd include it anyway because it's an interesting one because it's a play that I haven't really seen that much. Like, I've seen the play before, like trying to baton pass something in with a lot of bonus stats, but they did it in quite an extreme way. But here we go. So I get the Starthrox up, Onix goes down with the Leech Seed and Power Whip though. Dynamic Punch with Ferrothorn, hits himself in Confusion. I can't remember what I go for now, but gonna be a bit of a silent commentary moment in a minute because nothing really happens for a while, I guess. They just keep building up stats on all their different things. They actually bring 3 baton passes, I'm pretty sure of it. They managed to get 2 of them, but we'll see what happens here. So Scolopede's just stalling it. They've got speed boost Scolipede, so their speed goes up without them having to do anything. So I just keep going for Dynamic Punches, which was a mistake because I did run out. So Dynamic Punch was definitely the wrong move to go for. I should have used Earthquake. Well, in hindsight, I should have just gone straight into Gardevoir and kept going for Hyper Voice because I think it hits through stuff like that. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it hits through stuff like that though. But anyway, this is just them stalling it. Them just getting all their stat builds up. They start going for the Iron defenses, so they're actually going to get to 4 times speed, 4 times defense with the Scolipede, which is really annoying. But as you can see, they take their time with that. Let's just keep watching. This is all they do for a little while, just boosting up all these stats. I think do I swap into Gardevoir now? I can't remember, it might be in a minute. But I do swap into Gardevoir because the Psychic can obviously take out Scolipede. I should have done that ages ago. I don't know why I stayed in and just let them do this, but I do swap into Gardevoir, go for the Psychic. However, they do swap into Espeon, so I start Shadow Balling. But that was their Baton Pass, that's the first Baton Pass, so you can see all the stats it's gaining there. They go for the Calm Mind, which means that Shadow Ball is no longer a 2-hit KO because they have used 2 Calm Minds, which was a bit of a problem, but I believe they go for another. Do they go for the Baton Pass again? Yeah, so they go into their Smeargle with a lot of stat boosts. Takes the Shadow Ball, obviously, immune to it completely. However, I think, do I swap out? Oh no, I go for the Hyper Voice, which hits straight through that. Substitute takes out all that building they were just doing, and that is the end of the battle because they rage quit. Now, this team wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible as you just saw. I did get a few wins with it. I probably ended up on about a 50-50 win-loss ratio with it. I did get a really good Watchog sweep, but I didn't manage to save it because I forgot to upload it, and after 50 minutes it got deleted off of Pokemon Showdown. But that's that team, and I hope to see you guys in the next one, which will probably go up in the next few days. I've already generated the team, and it's looking pretty interesting. It's looking quite good, so I'll see you guys then.